bodies are the same. So we're just sensitive and receptive to ourselves and each other and make space. You really just need if anyone like from the old school yoga days where it literally used to be like your mat was touching it was called mat to mat. Your mat touches the mat next to you. That bothered me. I'm not like a 10th degree germaphobe, but I am my underlying is like I love people and I love how gross we are. I just like a little bit of space between grossness. Just personal character flaw. I used to go to a studio in Soho that was like on the 9th floor of a building that didn't have air conditioning. And the class was at like 7 p.m. on a Thursday, so just like the body fog. It's such a visceral memory. So when I opened a yoga studio, which I swore I would never do, I thought like, we need a big enough space to have space between mats. And then if you've been around a long time, you've probably been in the studio once or twice where it was like mat to mat. My goal used to be the length of the bigger foot. So between you and your neighbor, whoever has the bigger foot, it's the length of your foot on all 4 sides of your mat. It's generous. And when it's really, and just so you know, because like we've been out of pandemic shutdown almost as long as we were in pandemic shutdown. So like we're taking off a lot of the guardrails. We can fit over 60 people in the studio. We've been very cautious to like maybe inch to 50. I don't even know if we have yet in public class. Has anyone been in a public class with 50 yet? Not sure. And you don't have to worry about it yet because now everyone's going to stop coming to yoga because they can like exercise outside. We're going into our low tight season. But as it gets busier in studio at times, again, it's the width of your foot between mats. So just notice how much space is between you and the person next to you, and imagine how many more people we could fit in here. And like, would the world be a better place if everyone did yoga? Probably not. But maybe, I don't know. I'm Mariel. This is Melissa. Welcome if you're new. Are you scared? I'm just kidding. You can check your obligations at the door. Everything we offered to you is an invitation, not an obligation, so feel free to take it or leave it. We have stuff coming up. It's April. Anatomy for yoga teachers and practitioners with Alex Holmes, April 13th and 14th from 1 to 5. There's a stick mobility series now with Linda downstairs on Mondays from 5 to 6. You can drop into that. It's awesome. And I'm starting, it's called Immersion into Embodiment at the end of the month. It starts April 27th. It's 1 weekend a month. And it's just that, it's an immersion into embodiment, and I'm gonna like really pull back the veil on the art of alignment and give meaning and foundation to all the cues you hear often in most of the classes here. So that'll be super fun. Does anyone else here have any announcements? Any announcements from the community art shows? We're thinking in lieu of book club next month, we're gonna do a spring cleaning clothing swap. I've never organized one of those before. Eric just sent me an article from Oprah about it, and I'm like really excited. If you've ever organized or participated in one, I'd love the tips, email me. And we're gonna be doing a fundraiser in the next month or two for an organization called Kinder USA that one of the students here from the beginning of time is involved in. So other stuff coming up. I'm trying to think what else. And I just scheduled all of the next 200-hour and a lot of the next 300-hour training. So I was like into 2026 one day this past week. We're going to twist. We're going to do core work. Any other requests? Glutes. Wrists. Okay. It's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model. We take turns sort of coming around the room to help. Yeah, here we go. It's Mercury's in retrograde. There was an earthquake. We're having a full solar eclipse tomorrow. So I think let's just like get centered and grounded. Make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible for you in this moment. That could be seated or reclined. Let the jaw soften, the throat, the eyes. Look for the breath. Oh, you smell, I can smell the lilies now. Is that what I smell? Can you smell that in the front? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Look for the breath. Just by turning your awareness to the breath, it naturally deepens and expands. Breathing through your nose, of course, sinuses and allergies permitting. Slow down the beginning of the inhale. Take it into your seat, through your seat into the earth. And on the same breath in, from the ground of being, fill up to the crown. From the crown, turn the breath into the heart. And then from the heart, exhale slowly through the nose. As you deepen the breath deepens you. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, the gift of life that enlivens us, fills us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. To connect to the breath is to connect to your ground of being, to your center, and to all that is. To locate yourself in the presence of all that is here and now. To feel the inner body expand as you inhale, and the outer body soften as you exhale. To step into conscious breathing embodiment and prepare to align yourself, engage yourself, and stretch yourself through aligned engagement in ways that are designed to really optimize and enhance our capacity for breath, for energy, and for life. To be grounded, to be centered, to be open and receptive in the midst of life. The breath ignites the heart, wherein the voice of the true teacher resides, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful. The heart is the source of supreme love and divine wisdom. And the voice of the true teacher speaks to you in the language of supreme love and divine wisdom. What does it say? What does the heart want you to hear, to know, to feel, to be? The splendor of the heart illuminates, informs, and inspires the mind and the body. And here in this gift of breathing, conscious embodiment, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, never further than the heart, which is never further than the breath, and the gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as the true guide for at least the time we spend together. And together we'll set the tone for our practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts in the sound of an Om. You can feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart. Keeping that connection inward, unwavering, release the hands, blink open the eyes. And let's come on to all fours to start in a tabletop position. Core, rotation twists, glutes, wrists. In your first tabletop position, walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat. Walk your knees back a little bit behind you. Pad the knees with your blanket as needed. Big breath in, shrug your shoulders. Exhale, send your hips back. Find and feel a stretch through the armpit chest as you press the palms down. Lift the underarms up so the wrists are lifting, the elbows are lifting. Even draw the bottom ribs up away from the floor. And as the bottom ribs, lift up, send the sitting bones down to the knees. So not going for necessarily like optimal bend or sensation or flexibility, but really trying to tie yourself in to center. Oh my God, 2013, should we do it? Like a lot of the songs are sort of grayed out. They don't even exist anymore. What does that mean? Okay, we're not gonna do that one. Inhale to table. Turn your right hand halfway around. So part of my retrograde has been that Matt sent me a song on Apple Music and I found all these old playlists. And as you turn the right hand towards the back of the mat, claw the fingertips. If it's too much, you walk your knees forward. If you want more, you send your hips back. And turn the right hand around and feel the difference. Turn the left hand counterclockwise. Let's see how this one is. 2016. Ooh, sorry. Turn the left hand around. Stretch the right leg back behind you. Press the right heel back. Press the hands down and forward. Breathe into what can't be seen, but can be felt. Switch sides in a breath or two. Notice what you feel. Feel what you notice. Lower the left knee down, come onto your fingertips. High on your fingertips, walk your knees back a little bit. Stretch your right leg straight back with the ball of the foot on the ground. Stay on your right fingertips, reach your left arm overhead. Left fingertips come down, right knee down. Stretch the left leg back, foot on the floor. Reach the right arm overhead. Claw the left fingertips. Exhale, release. Stay high on your fingertips, stretch the right leg back, left arm, bicep by the ear. Press the right fingertips down and forward. And this time, draw the bottom ribs into center. Slide the palate up towards the ceiling a little bit. And now bring your left bicep right alongside your ear. And from the inseam of your right thigh, lift your back foot just an inch or two. Turn the back toes in and zip lock the back leg to the midline. Breathing through the nose slowly. Exhale, release. Left fingertips to the floor, stretch the left leg back. Reach the right arm overhead, press the left fingertips down and forward and draw the bottom ribs to the sky, the skull to the sky, the right biceps to the sky, and then the inner left thigh to the sky. And right hand down, left knee down. Hands at the top corners of the mat. Armpits towards the ears. Keep the armpits lifting. Lift from the inner wrist all the way up through the inner armpits as you send your hips back. Inhale to table. Bring your forearms to the floor. Interlace your fingers. You can tuck the bottom little finger in. Keep your elbows shoulder width apart. Shoulders over the elbows. Tuck the toes, dolphin pose. Your head is off the floor. Press the forearms down. Shrug the shoulders towards the crown. The crown will lift. Come onto your tippiest of tippy toes and walk your feet in, forward a little bit. As you press the thighs back, bend the knees, and press the right heel towards the floor. Bend the right leg, press the left heel towards the floor. You feel something in there? Bend the left leg, look forward towards your wrist, walk your feet back to forearm plank. Press the wrist knobs down, press the forearms down, pivot your heels to the left, toes point to the right. Shrug the left shoulder more to the ear. Inhale through center, pivot your heels to the right. And the tendency is for the right shoulder and armpit to drop. Shrug the right shoulder. Press the forearms down. Inhale to center. Lower the knees, the thighs, the hips, the pelvis. Point the feet. Bring your fingertips just alongside your rib cage, as though your thumbs were in line near the bottom of your ribs. And as you press the fingertips down, lift the shoulders up and back. Press the tops of the feet down. You'll feel the knees and thighs lift. Slide the palate back. Claw the fingertips towards your feet. Slide the palate back. Press the feet down, down hard into the ground, your ground of being. Press your feet into your ground of being. Claw the fingertips towards the feet. Exhale, lower. Plant the hands, downward facing dog. Find your breath, breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Slow down the inhales, slow down the exhales. Sort of the starting place for cultivating intimacy with the breath is to be mindful of the breath. It flows in and out through the nose. The nose is for breathing. And we bring conscious awareness to the breath by slowing down the beginning of each side of each breath. On an inhale, float the right leg straight up and back. Look forward. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. Reach back through the left fingertips as you bend the front leg deeper. Stand into the back leg. Push your front foot down and forward as you squeeze the front heel in. Guide the front knee open like you're holding onto the person or the wall behind you. Bend the front leg one more inch. Forearm to thigh. Sweep the left arm overhead. Push the feet down. Inhale, warrior two. Reach back, bend deeper. Forearm to thigh. Sweep the left arm overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Reach back, bend deeper. Last one, forearm to thigh. Sweep the left arm overhead. As you ground through the back foot, reach through your left fingertips. And on the inhale, change nothing in the legs. Warrior two, reach back. Push the front leg straight. Try not to lock the knee. Kneecap up more than back. Triangle pose. Right fingertips come to the floor or a block, right in line with your shoulder, your armpit, inside or outside your front leg. And do you, be you, feel you. Find the breath. Notice what you feel what you notice. Where are you drawn to? Beneath the surface of the skin. What lives where, and how do you know? On the exhale, pass through lunge, downward facing dog. Pause, breathe, feel, notice as you push through the arms, launch up through the hips, ground through the heels, and notice if there's a difference from side to side, particularly through the feet and or legs. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Back heel to the earth. Inhale for warrior two. Stretch your stance, stand your ground. First, pull the feet towards each other to feel the legs engage. And then as you reach back through the back arm, feel more weight and awareness go into the back leg. Hold that so that you can bend the front leg deeper. Squeeze the front heel in, guide the front knee open. And as you push your front foot down and forward, reach back a little bit more. On the exhale, left forearm to left thigh, sweep the right arm overhead. Everyone slide your bottom shoulder back more and use that arm to guide the front knee open. Inhale through warrior two, reach back, bend deeper. Forearm to thigh, sweep the right arm overhead, follow your breath, guide the front knee open, keep it. Inhale, warrior two, reach back, bend deeper. Is this the last one? Forearm to thigh, sweep the right arm overhead. Push into your back foot to reach out past your right fingertips. Guide the front knee open. Anchor the left sitting bone and butt cheek down. As you inhale, warrior two, bend deeper. Push the front leg straight. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left fingertips to the floor or a block. Breathe, feel, notice. Ooh, you snuck in. Micro bend this knee. Yep. Which side is the calf stuff on that? Okay. Breathe, feel, notice. Is it okay to touch? Sure. Okay. Rest your head in my hand. On an exhale, pass through lunge. Downward facing dog, find your breath. Inhale to plank. Claw your fingertips, exhale to lower towards the earth. Chaturanga Dandasana in the style of you. Inhale for cobra. Squeeze your outer heels together and pull your hands towards your feet. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your feet halfway forward and your hands halfway back. Bend your legs. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Ground through your heels. And as you anchor your sitting bones down, slide the ribs back, the head back, the biceps back. One more breath, drop one more inch. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes. Find your breath. Feel the support of the earth beneath each foot. Perhaps notice the rhythmic beating of your heart, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful. Yet somehow, so often, so easily overlooked. Let it reverberate in every fiber of your being. Let every fiber of your being know and feel the presence, the power of the heart, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom, as reflected and reverberating in every cell. Release the hands. We're gonna heel toe the feet as wide as the mat. And make your feet parallel from the center of the ankles through the base of your second toes. You can even line those parts up on the mat if you like. And the legs can be straight or like a micro bend that can't be seen but can be felt. Oh, you're like everyone's looking over here and I'm coming up because they're looking at me over here. You can stay too if you want. You want to do a shoulder stretch? So the feet are wide. You can either take your strap or interlace your hands behind your back. Sometimes I see people try to like squeeze the heels of the hands together. That's certainly not wrong, but you can even sort of bring the heels of your hands together and reach the arms back and see where you feel that. Try not to lock the elbows like I just did. Belly breathing. And now let the heels of the hands come apart if they were together. And if you're on the strap, maybe bring the hands a little bit closer. And now try to pull the hands apart as you reach the arms up and back. Belly breathing. Slide the ribs back, the thighs back, the ribs back, the head back, the arms reach back and up. On the exhale, release. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep the strap handy if the shoulders are tight. Or if you're interlacing your hands, go opposite little fingers and thumbs to the outside now. Draw the shoulders up and then back. Try not to pull them down, just up and back. Hug the feet towards each other, a little bend in the legs. Take the arms back and lead with the heart to fold between the legs. Head heavy. As you inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. The chest will lift away from the floor and legs. And as you exhale, fold, bow to the heart. Let the arms get heavy overhead. Forearms towards the earth. Exhale, release. Inhale, get long through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, walk back to downward facing dog. Push through the inner edges of your hands as you lift the heels, pivot the heels to the right. Keep the right armpit lifting. Sort of try to twist your torso to the right. Does that make sense? Lift the right rib cage up. Inhale through center. Exhale, pivot heels to left. And twist your rib cage to the left. Try to lift the left armpit and the left side of the rib cage up nicely. Inhale to center. Float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. And reach the right arm to the sky. Keep the back heel lifting. Come high on your right fingertips, as high as you can, right on the right fingertips. Lift the back knee and thigh up to the sky, and now lean back on your shoulder blades. And as you push your front foot down, slide the outer right hip crease back, lift the back thigh higher as you inhale, lean back more as you exhale. Inhale to untwist, exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. On an exhale, left foot through to lunge. Come high on fingertips and reach the left arm to the sky. Pause. Lift the back heel higher, lift the back knee higher, lift the back thigh higher. Stay high on your right tippy fingertips and lean back on your shoulder blades. And as you push the front foot down, pull the front hip crease back. Everyone lift the back heel, knee, and thigh higher. With every inhale, float the back leg up. And as you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Look down at the space between your front foot and fingertips, but keep your shoulder, your top shoulder, up and back. Rest your head back, and then maybe gaze up past your fingertips. Inhale to untwist. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lower your knees down. We're gonna find our blanket. Fold your mat in half. The bottom of your mat comes to the top of your mat. Blanket. If you have long legs, you might have to unfold your blanket a little bit so that your knees and your feet can be on it. Knees and feet on the blanket. Okay, again, just for new folks or if it's been a while, everything that we do here is an invitation, not an obligation. So there's always this like acknowledgement and recognition and endorsement of like take it or leave it. Listen to your body. Trust your body. We're going to come onto the forearms, interlace the fingers, tuck the toes, lengthen from hips to armpits. So the hips got to scoot back and the armpits got to scoot forward. And we don't want those elbows splaying wider than the shoulders. Soft gaze, like a magic eye drishti. Remember magic eye, is that a generational thing? Magic eye drishti between your forearms. Tuck the toes and then push the blanket back to come into forearm plank. And then bend the knees towards the space between the elbows, pull the blanket in. Press the wrists and forearms down and push the blanket back. And pull the blanket in and push the blanket back. One more. Pull the blanket in and push the blanket out. And then lower your knees and rest. Find your breath. Was that okay? Okay. Knees on the blanket, toes on the blanket, adjust as needed. Try not to forget the breath. So as you're sort of lengthening the belly and torso, we're inhaling, and as you're contracting the belly and torso, we're contracting. We're exhaling. Press the forearms down, try not to let the elbows splay wider than shoulder width. Soft gaze, soft brow, tuck the toes. Press the blanket back, and this time as you pull the feet in, lift the hips up to the sky, like dolphin. Slide the blanket back to plank. Exhale, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. I'm not even counting. And rest. It sounded like someone fell, so we're going to rest. I don't know. Or maybe it was another earthquake. Who knows? Questions? Piece of cake? Anyone see Ali Wong while she was in town? Oh my God. Can't stop laughing to myself. Okay, we're going to add to it a little bit. Any questions before we do it again? Okay, so we're going to have knees on blanket, feet on blanket, forearms. You could also do this on your hands if you prefer. The toes are tucked. We'll slide the blanket back, pivot heels to one side, shrug that shoulder up, inhale to center, pivot heels to the other side. See how the left shoulder dropped? Lift the left shoulder up, inhale to center, exhale, pull in, heels to one side, through center, heels to the other side, through center, slide it back, doot. Oh, maybe there's a better way to do that. Anyway, I wanted you to see it. I'll talk you through it. I'm gonna talk you through it a little different. You ready? Come onto your forearms. We'll meet in forearm plank. Pivot heels to the right. Inhale to center. Dolphin. Pivot heels to the left. Inhale, center, slide it back. Pivot heels to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, dolphin. Heels to the right. Inhale, center, slide it back. And rest. So for the newer folks, this is not shocking anyone who's been around for a while. But but I think a lot of times first of all, the physical practice of yoga is first and foremost a spiritual practice. And we see the body as the gift of embodiment as like a vessel, a container, and a strategy unto itself to have the connection to spirit, to directly experience the spirit. In sort of physical practices, when we say core or center, there's the tendency to kind of reduce our definition of center or core. Like we reduce it down to like abs or, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like we think of like core work. In yoga, my favorite sutra from the entire yoga tradition says the bliss of consciousness is attained through the expansion of the center. And it's this idea that when we talk about center, the center or the core, we're not reducing ourselves to a point. We're going like, how do we expand our sort of sense of center so that center actually means something expansive rather than reductive. So if you request core work, it's super rare that you're not gonna get like a full body experience with me. You know, like there's other, I love like going to bar class and realizing like how fucked up my connection to center is. It's like, there's parts that are strong and there are parts that are weak. I'm not immune or exempt from that. But for me, when I'm gonna physically practice embodying the center, I'm gonna take a very holistic approach. I want all parts involved. Does that make sense? We're gonna do one more set of that, but going the other direction first. And I'm gonna do it with you and try to talk through it all at the same time. Maybe we'll add to it if I can think of anything else to add. Okay. Try not to let the elbows splay. So your foundation is your forearms from wrists to elbows, press down. Lengthen from hips to armpits. Soft gaze, jaw and throat, soft brow, tuck the toes, press the heels back. I think we go heels to the left first. Inhale to center. Exhale, pull in. Pivot heels to the right. Inhale, center, float the right leg up. Exhale, slide the left leg back. Float the right foot down, pivot heels to the right. Is that true? Inhale, center. Pull in as you exhale. Pivot heels to the left. Inhale, center. Float the left leg up. Slide the right leg back. Float the left foot down. Pull the feet in. Float the left foot up. Slide the right leg back. Float the left foot down. Pull in. Float the right leg up. Slide the left foot back. Lower the right foot, knees, thighs, hips, belly. Make a pillow with your hands. Are you two still friends? Okay. It's not always like this, but I do take requests. Make a pillow with your hands. Enjoy the rhythmic beating of your heart. Feel it reverberate from inside out. Prop yourself on your forearms. Bend the right leg. Press the right knee down. Right hand for right foot or ankle. And as you press the right foot down, kick the foot back until you feel a shoulder stretch. Press the knee down, kick the foot back. Belly breathing. Gently release. Bend the left leg with the left hand, find the left foot. Press the left knee down, kick the left foot back till you find a shoulder stretch. Press the knee down and in, kick the foot back and out. One more belly breath. Gently release. Plant the hands, push up and back. Good news, open your mat. I wonder how long it'll be before folks request core work in my class. I'm just kidding. Okay, have your blocks near the top of your mat. We'll meet in downward dog. Push through the arms, lift through the hips. You can pedal your feet for a few breaths from side to side just to dial back in to the full terrain of your interior landscape. Press the inner edges of the hands down. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to upper, outer left arm. Press the hands down and forward and lift the back thigh higher. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lightly step through to lunge. Lower the back knee down. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. Take the top of the back thigh back a little bit and then bend the back leg. Right hand to right thigh. Take the right shoulder up and back and then reach back right hand for left foot. And if that doesn't happen, here's another way in. Walk your hands to the left, bend the back leg, left hand for left foot, and then slide the right hand inside the right leg. So less of the twisted version if you couldn't catch the foot. So you're either opposite hand to foot or same side. Now, if you're opposite hand to foot, rather than just pulling the heel to the hip, take the thigh to the heel, and then maybe sort of bow inside the front leg to bring your forearm to the floor or a block. And turn the left palm up. Draw the right shoulder up and back, rest the head back. And as the top of the back thigh is lifting up and back, let the top of the front thigh descend. That's a kind of expansion of the center. As the top of the back thigh goes up and back, it creates resistance. You anchor through the back leg and then let the top of the front thigh descend. One more breath. Gently release. Pass through your lunge. Lift the back knee and thigh. Come on, I'll be nice here. Bring your blocks to frame your front foot. Come high on your, and not on the highest height, on the lowest or medium height. And now draw heel to butt cheek. Step it back to plank. Downward dog. Blocks to the side. Keep them handy. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Breathe, feel, notice. Find the breath, and on the inhale, float the left leg up and back. As you exhale, left knee smooches the right arm. Pause here, but you don't have to hold the breath. As you inhale, float the back leg up higher. As you exhale, push through the arms. Push the hands down and forward. And then take the left knee a little more to the right. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale through to lunge. Lower the back knee down. Bend the back leg. Left hand for right foot. And if that's not happening, come inside the front leg, walk your hands to the right, right hand for right foot. The point is a thigh stretch. And if you have left hand to left foot, shoulders together on the upper back, option to come more towards your right forearm to the floor or a block. I like it on a block a lot. Just for a little extra, you can turn your palm up. Try to get your thumb down. The top of the back thighs lifting up and back. The top of the front thigh descends.
Mariel, the left knee?
Yeah.
Can it go forward of the ankle or should it stay?
It can go forward of the ankle. Good question. But not so much that you lose weightiness in your heel. Gently release. Find your blocks. Frame your foot. If you want to make it harder, take the blocks lower or ditch the block. Lift the back knee and thigh up and just go heel to butt cheek. Pause. Step it back to plank. Exhale, dog. You can keep your hands on your blocks in downward dog. We're going to use them for the next thing. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, slow motion, step it through to lunge. Maybe pause and let the foot hover before you lower it for lunge. And then bring the blocks high in front of you and take a big step forward and up for supported warrior 3. Right hand for outer right hip crease. Right knee and toes point straight ahead. And just make sure not to lock your right knee. And then flex your back foot, turn your back toes in. And rather than trying to lift your back foot to the sky, try to lift your back thigh bone to the sky. Do you feel your butt turn on? Heart forward. Turn the back toes in and lift the back thigh bone to the sky. You'll feel your butt engage. Now go heel to butt cheek. When you bring your heel to your butt cheek, the left knee splays out to the left. Squeeze the left knee to the midline. And now try to raise the roof with your right heel. This is a very sort of subtle movement. It's not a big movement. We're going to inhale, squeeze the knee in. Exhale, raise the roof with your heel. Inhale, hug the knee in. Exhale, raise the roof with your heel. Inhale, hug the knee in. Exhale, raise the roof with your heel. Raise the roof with your heel, raise the roof with your heel, raise the roof with your heel. Now push the wall back with your left foot. Try to push the back wall back. Draw the right shoulder up and back, right arm to the sky. As you inhale, squeeze your whole left leg more to the midline, more to the right. And as you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Again, inhale, squeeze your back leg in. Exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, walk it back to lunge. Blocks frame your foot. Push into your blocks. Right heel to right butt cheek. Step it back to plank. Exhale for dog. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, hovering lunge for a breath. And then lightly place the foot down. Take the blocks high in front of you and take a big step forward and up. Flex the back foot. Make sure you're standing knee and toes point straight ahead. You're grounding through the heel, spreading through the toes, and the front leg is straight without being locked. Turn your back toes in, and rather than trying to lift your back foot up, lift your back thigh higher. You should feel your butt turn on. Left hand to left hip crease to tack the left hip crease back. Push the right hand into the block, turn the back toes in, and lift the back thigh bone 1 more inch. Turn your back toes in, lift the back thigh bone 1 more inch. Push into the block, lift the back thigh 1 more inch. And now bend the leg, heel to butt cheek. Squeeze the back knee in, push the heel up. Inhale, hug the back knee in. Exhale, raise the roof. Inhale, hug the back leg in. Exhale, raise the roof. Ground through your left heel. Squeeze the back knee in. Raise the roof with your right heel. And as you push the roof up, push the roof up and back. And then twist from the right waistline to the left, left arm to the sky. As you inhale, squeeze the back leg in. As you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. 2 more breaths. Inhale, hug the back leg in. Exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Lift from the back thigh more than the foot. Inhale, untwist. Whew. Exhale, step it back to a lunge. Heel to butt cheek. Take it back to plank. Exhale to dog. Right leg through to lunge. Blocks high in front of you. Big step forward and up. Heel to butt cheek. Squeeze the back knee to the midline as you draw heel to butt cheek. Right hand is going to find the left foot. Bind yourself to yourself. It's called sugar cane in the moonlight. Now right hand holds the left foot. Activate the left foot. Draw the right shoulder up and back. And then lean back on your shoulders. Squeeze the back knee in, kick the foot into the hand. Gorgeous, Paulo. Inhale the leg long. Exhale, step it back. Walk it back, downward dog. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, lightly step through to lunge. Hands to blocks, big step forward and up. Left knee and toes point straight ahead. Bend the back leg, heel to butt cheek. Squeeze the back knee to the midline. And with your left hand, reach for your foot. What can't be seen but can be felt. Bind yourself to yourself and just breathe. And then as you activate the back foot, draw the left shoulder up and back. Start to get long through the spine as you root through your standing leg. And as you root through the standing leg and extend through the crown, kick your back foot back and up. As you inhale, hug the back knee to the midline. As you exhale, kick the foot back and up. Inhale to extend the leg. Exhale, step it back to lunge. Downward dog. Push through the arm. Try to push the front of your mat towards the front of the room. Lift through the hips. And then try to push the back of your mat towards the back of the room with the balls of your feet. And then lower the knees. child's pose or full pronom, wherever you're more comfortable. Feel the breath in the back of your waist and the sides of your waist. Can you feel your whole body respond to the breath, the whole body breathing? Inhale to table. Bring your forearms to the floor. Pad your knees as needed. Stretch the right leg straight back behind you. And the tendency is for the right hip to lift. So you really want to square your hips by bringing the right hip forward, the left hip back. Then lift the right foot an inch off the floor and bend the leg 90 degrees. Squeeze the back knee to the midline and raise the roof with your back heel. As you inhale, squeeze the back knee in. As you exhale, raise the roof. And we'll do little pulses for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Square the hips, square the shoulders, stretch the right leg back again, lift the heel hip height, bend the leg, and take the knee out to the side. And we're gonna try to push the knee forward for 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee to the midline and down. Sorry. Be okay? We're gonna do one more in the neutral on that side, then we're switching to the other side. And P.S., there could be a very dramatic difference from side to side. Could take that with a grain of salt. Like I know my side, that this was hard, and I know my next side's gonna be way worse. This might be your harder side, that's the good news. This might be your easier side, that's the bad news. Yeah.
When you lift your leg, should you be shifting your weight into that side to not dump into your stabilizing side?
You can try, but I think when we lose foundation, that will be more opposite. But if you cannot sort of dump into your downside, that's great. And if you do, that's okay, okay? There's not a lot at stake when you're in the tabletop position. And I'm doing it on our forearms to prevent like the wrist crap. So I'm just hoping, so is anyone feeling this in like their lower back or their knees, or is it like very much in your butt cheek somewhere? Butt cheek, yeah. If you're feeling it in your lower back or knees or something, I want to get rid of that. But as long as it's just firing up your butt cheek, I'm okay with any kind of compensation that your body needs, because you're in table with a lot of foundation. So there's not a lot of risk for injury here. Is that fair? Okay, ish. Forearms. We're gonna step the right leg back again, lift the right heel hip height, bend the leg, hug the knee to the midline, and we're gonna raise the roof for 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stretch the left leg straight back behind you, lift the heel hip height, bend the leg. The tendency is for the knee to splay, squeeze the knee to the midline, flex the left foot, and it's a very subtle movement, so we're not like bending and lifting the knee up, we're keeping the knee kind of stable and just pushing the heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower left knee towards the right knee, but don't even drop it down, and take the knee out to the left, and we're gonna press the knee forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up and lower it down without hitting the ground. Left knee meets the right knee, and take the left knee up and back. Raise the roof with the left heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. Rest. So that math is called, I know my left side's weaker than my right side. Sorry if your left side's stronger. It is logical, it just doesn't sound logical. That's your butt. We're gonna come on to the butt now. Draw the shoulders up and back. Stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Just a reverse table for the shoulders. Push the feet down and forward. Exhale, lower. We're gonna place a block outside the right shin. Manually widen your butt cheeks. You can sit on a blanket if you prefer. If you've been doing this with me a long time, you could take the block up a notch. You can have the hands behind you for support. And if you've been doing it a long time with me, you can bring your hands to heart center. Find your breath. And if you're new here, what we're gonna do is tap the heel outside the block and inside the block for 10. Okay, this is a little more dicier with the low back. So you could even have hands to blocks behind you to kind of keep the low back in and up. So this is for strengthening your hip flexors. So we do a lot in yoga. Our hip flexors tend to be very tight and very weak, and we do a lot in yoga to stretch the hip flexors, but not so much to strengthen them. So this is conditioning for your hip flexors. Find your breath, your seat, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Shake it out. Block outside the left shin. Find your breath, find your seat, and we'll tap outside the left block for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And shake it out. Hands behind you, shoulders up and back. Slide your feet in until they come flat on the floor. And then stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Push the heels down and forward as you hug the knees in. You'll feel the butt turn on. Lower the butt down and come on to hands and knees. Gonna lower the left forearm down and bring your right fingertips in line with your left elbow. Claw the left fingertips, come high onto right fingertips, and then sort of melt your heart towards the earth and point your heart towards the center space between your fingertips and your elbow. So you're not turned towards your right fingertips. Your heart is right in between your right fingertips and your left elbow. Squeeze the left elbow towards the right fingertips. Hug the right fingertips towards the left elbow. You can stay right here or stretch the right leg behind you. And this is where Melissa's point's gonna come more into play. Stretch the left leg behind you and squeeze the left elbow in. Right fingertips press down. Twist your pelvis a little bit more to the left. So the right hip moves towards the floor and the left hip lifts up. You can lower your knees or walk your feet forward. Tiptoe forward. Tiptoe back. Lower the knees. Child's pose. There's an inversion with that called Tripsakorasana. Questions before we do the second side?
If you're trying to build into that and like keep your hips in line with the rest of your body, can you put your supporting knee down?
Yeah, your knees stay down. Yeah, and they can lift up and come back down at any point along the way. Yeah. Can you do it in headstand? It's a forearm stand. It's one arm is in forearm stand and one arm is in chaturanga. We're playing. And here's the key. So like this is the conditioning for Tripsakorasana and the pose itself. Like, what was that? There's a creature that lives in one of them. I've learned to love him, or them. I don't know what, has a lot of legs. It is such a fucked up pose. It's such a contortion of being. You're so compromised in this pose. And like in the moments of like compromise and self-contortionism, the whole point is to stay grounded and hold center. And so it's less about the form of the pose, and it's more about what being in the form brings up for you. And then like first and foremost is like, it's extraordinary to be able to witness what comes up for you, first and foremost, that moment of self-awareness and self-reflection. And then like the next little step beyond that is like the moment of choice or volition, where it goes like, this is what I'm witnessing, that I'm experiencing, and now like, how am I gonna choose to react or respond to it? So it's much more than just like the physical pose. Like the form doesn't matter. It's what's informing the form, what's your experience of the form, and then like what gets illuminated in the context of the form, and then what gets inspired by it. So we go like inform, illuminate, inspire. You hear almost every time I center us, we have to go like, what's the information, what's getting illuminated, and how can this inspire me? So it's almost like the way in which we subvert by virtue of our practice. Like we're not looking for inspiration outside of ourselves. Like think of like the person, or like as Americans, if there's like a celebrity that personifies like your idealism, it goes like, how do I look inside myself, and not even into the best parts of myself, into like the shadow parts of myself, and get inspired by that. And so we do hard poses not for the sake of doing hard poses. We do hard poses, well, in my opinion, okay, this is not coming from a lineage. This is a very Americanized nowadays interpretation of why we do poses, is because they're like metaphors for the encounters of our lives. Like our poses are metaphors for the situations and positions we find ourselves in as householders in day-to-day life. And when like we're contorting ourselves and feeling compromised and getting pulled out of center, this is the time we take to get really good at sustaining center, feeling grounded and staying centered. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we're gonna come on to all fours on the forearms. And it's not ever about perfect symmetry or perfect balance. Like sometimes you're gonna have to like pull yourself or be pulled more in one direction than feel centered. But can you like lean a little bit more one direction without losing center? And like, where is the edge so that you don't lose center? We're gonna place the right palm down in line with the right elbow, which is in line with the right shoulder. And we're gonna bring the left fingertips outside the left side of the body in line with the right elbow. High on left fingertips. And when we come onto the left fingertips, we kind of turn to the left, sort of twist yourself a little to the right. Can you feel that? And then because the left side has less foundation, I think it's a better idea to stretch back through the left leg first. You could also stretch back through the right leg first and just see what the difference feels like. And then stretch the other foot back, and you'll notice that you're tipping your weight into your right side and turning to the left. Tip your left side to the right side. And you can lower either or both knees down, or you can walk the feet forward. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes. Squeeze your right elbow to your left fingertips to your right elbow, and then walk it back. And lower the knees down. Plant the left forearm. Come on to right fingertips. Twist your torso a little bit towards your left elbow. So your heart turns towards your right fingertips. Point your heart center, your breastbone a little bit more towards your inner left elbow. Hug the left elbow to the midline, the right fingertips to the midline. Stretch the left leg back, stretch the right leg back. You can stay here, lower the knees, or tiptoe forward. Wherever you are, however you choose to be, it's a choice. Breathe. That's the yoga. Find the breath. As you walk it in, float your left leg to the sky. Breathe. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Dial into that channel of center. Float the left leg down. Maybe float the right leg up. Woo! Breathe. Feel the parts of yourself that are touching the earth and claw. Dig into your ground of being. Find your breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Think heart towards the standing thigh. Float the right foot down. Walk the feet back. Lower the knees down. Rest. Child's pose or full pranam on your belly. Questions before we do the last side? We're making such good time today. Shoulder questions, back questions. Yeah. Were you able to find? I want no tingling or pain in either shoulder here. That's really important. And the thing that I hope you'll tell me if you're experiencing that, but if you're feeling tingling or shoulder pain, the action to correct it is very counterintuitive. You have to shrug. So just right where you're sitting now, like shrug your shoulders and relax. And then come on to all fours on your forearms and shrug your shoulders and relax. Shrug and relax, just so you can find the action. We're just creating a neural pathway. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips up and shrug. Can you feel that? Can you feel the shrugging when you're in dolphin? That's all I want to know. And then rest. And if you're feeling shoulder pain or tingling, you shrug, and that should clear it. And you might have to shrug more on one side than the other. Okay, second side, last side. Come on to all fours on your forearms. Right elbow's in line with the right wrist, right shoulder, shrug it over the right elbow. Claw the right fingertips. Left fingertips come to the floor. Say hi on fingertips, you're not in that wrist. Shrug the armpits and hug the shoulder blades to each other towards the spine. We'll stretch the right leg back and then the left leg back. And you can stay here for 5 breaths, 10 breaths. Lower one or both knees. Really try to turn your hips to the right. Or if you feel okay with it, walk it in, walk it in. Squeeze the elbow and fingertips to the midline. Float the right leg to the sky. Shrug the shoulders. Float the right leg down. Float the left leg to the sky. Shrug the shoulders. Feel your ground of being. Every single point that connects to the earth, deep into the earth. Find the breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Float the left leg down. Walk it back. And rest. Child's pose or full pranam. And it's one of the, even, I would imagine, the history of yoga, a pretty new rendition, innovation in terms of asanas. You're not going to find that in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It was inspired, I think, by, I don't even know the backstory. I think it came from Cirque. Yeah. Come on to your belly. Make a pillow with your hands. Enjoy your breath. Turn your head to one side. And look to find and feel the breath in the back of the waist. And the sides of the waist, like gills on a fish. Bless you. Turn your head to the other side. Feel the breath in the realm of the back body. And the deeper and fuller the breath, can you feel even sort of the way in which the hips and pelvis move with the breath? Call that full body breathing, like we did when we were babies. Whole body breathing. When you water a plant, slowly, and the water moves down from the surface of the soil into the roots, the deepest roots of the plant. So too now your breath moves into your legs, your feet, your toes. And then drinks up through the hips and waist, the belly and back, shoulders, neck, head, crown, arms, fingertips. Hydrated, bathing in breath. When you're ready, we're going to find our way gently onto the back. You can lower the lights. Find your strap and a block. Keep a strap nearby and place a block between the thighs. Block between the thighs, press the elbows down alongside the waist, and as you press the elbows down, lift the chest up and draw the shoulder blades into the back of the heart, like a heart center, towards the spine. Press the center back of the skull down, press the elbows down, stand through your feet to lift your hips up. And let the palms come to rest anywhere on your midsection. As you inhale, feel the center expand. And as you exhale, feel the center soften. As you inhale, hug the block. Hug into the block, center expands, legs activate. As you exhale, center softens, push through the feet. The pose grows from inside out. I'll say that one or two more times. As you inhale, hug the block, feel your center expand with breath. And as you exhale, as the center softens, push the feet down and forward. Do you feel the pose growing from inside out? Bridge pose, the instrument of connection. Apparently our bridges are needing a lot of repairs. The work starts on the mat and extends into life. To be the instrument of connection requires maintenance. On the exhale, slowly lower. Put the block to the side. Stretch your legs out long. Press the heels down as you reach the arms overhead. Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Press the heels down. Reach past your fingertips. Huge breath in. Whole body breathes in. Fills up as it grounds down. Grounds down as it fills up. And as you slowly exhale, feel how the body softens and the center continues to expand from inside out. Constant expansion, ever expanding. Bend the knees, feel the feet on the ground. Find your strap. Stretch your left leg out long. Press the left heel down. Take the strap across the ball of the right foot. And hold on the strap as close to the foot as you can, keeping the shoulder blades soft on the floor. So give yourself as much slack as you need for the upper back to be soft and weighty on the ground. Press the left heel down and the left thigh down, and with both sides of the strap in the right hand, open the right leg out to the right. Press the left heel down, and without moving the left heel, energetically hug the left heel more to the midline. And if you point your pubic bone towards the floor away from your navel, you might actually be able to pull the right foot more towards the top of the head. Inhale the leg through center. Take both sides of the strap in the left hand. Give yourself as much slack as you need so that the left shoulder stays on the ground. And super slow motion, the right leg traverses the midline. Flex the right foot as you go. And as the right leg traverses the midline and falls to the left, you can roll onto the outer left side of your body. Try to keep the right shoulder on the floor. So you're gonna have to lift the left foot up to ground the right shoulder down. And then as much as you can keep the right shoulder down, lower the right foot to the left. Let the breath be slow and deep and full. And micro bend both knees and flex both feet. And rather than straightening the legs from the knees, push your thigh bones back on both legs. Oy. Right foot comes to the floor, the right shoulder can lift up, release the strap, and then float the right leg down to the left leg, roll onto your back. Sort yourself towards neutral. And take a moment to settle down and in order to feel the difference from side to side. Like which side feels more grounded? Press the right heel down as you bend the left leg in. Take the strap across the ball of your left foot. Press the right heel down, flex both feet. And as you press the right heel down and thigh down, take both sides of the strap in your left hand and pause. Give yourself as much slack, like hold the left hand on the strap as close to the foot as you can, keeping the shoulders soft on the ground. So again, you sort of bind yourself to yourself with some slack, like give yourself some space to expand into. Soften the edges as you hold yourself to yourself. Slowly let the leg open to the left and try not to lose connection in your bottom leg. Press the right heel down, the right thigh down, and without moving the right heel, squeeze your right heel more to the left, more to the midline. The pubic bone moves towards the floor as you draw the left foot up towards the crown. And breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. The dharana of the body, the container of the body that holds consciousness, breath, awareness. Inhale to center. Take both sides of the strap into the right hand. And super slow motion, take the leg from left to right. Go slow. And as the left foot comes down, if the right shoulder pops up, pause. Use the strap, the bind, the connection to lift the left foot up just enough to ground the left shoulder. And sort of hold yourself in the balance. It's not symmetry. Belly breathing through the nose. Notice what you feel. Feel what you notice. And the tension here, as the left shoulder stays down and the left shoulder traverses the midline, notice the tension is not something that's holding you back, but that which holds you together. And then let the left shoulder come up as you release the strap. The left foot comes all the way to the floor. Sweep it down to meet the right leg. Roll onto your back. Find neutral. Stretch your legs out long and reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in. Can you reach your heels further away from the butt? Can you reach your arms, your fingertips further away from the crown? And offer yourself to the breath. Let the breath pour in, down, and through. On an exhale, bend your legs, feel your feet on the ground. Bend your elbows alongside, palms come to the low belly for a breath or two. Feel the rise and fall of the breath in the palms of your hands. Then hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself the sweetest embrace. Gently rock from side to side or in little circles. Bend the legs and bring the feet to the floor. Reach your right arm to the ceiling, palm to the midline. Bring your left hand and wrap your left hand around your right forearm, just above your wrist. Does that make sense? Left hand wraps around. I'm having like such a bizarre visual here, like you're gonna strangle your right wrist. Does that help? Okay. I'm sad if that was effective, but I didn't know what else to say. Okay, so with your left hand, strangle your right wrist. Reach your fingertips towards the sky, and as you wrap your left hand around your forearm, pull the skin of the forearm towards the elbow, towards the earth. Press the right shoulder into the earth as you reach your fingertips to the sky. You can sort of like claw and stretch your fingers. This is creating traction in the wrist joint. And release. And feel the difference from side to side. You can even just like reach both arms up. Feel a difference through the palm of your hand or your arm. Might be subtle. Turn the left palm to the midline. Right hand's gonna come to sort of strangle the left forearm. And as you wrap your right hand around your left arm, sort of press the head of the arm bone through the shoulder into the floor. And then reach your fingers towards the sky as you pull the skin of the forearm towards the elbow. And you could stay like still or sort of fist and stretch your fingers, bend and claw your fingers, but really trying to open the wrist joint by reaching the hand up as you pull the forearm down. It's non-weight bearing. And release and feel. And release the arms. Scan your body with your awareness. You can see if there's any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to deeply and fully relax. Add or remove layers. Add or remove props. Retrogrades are a great time to reintegrate any of your favorite restorative postures, to take the next few weeks to grab extra props like bolsters in order to give yourself optimal support in your final relaxation. There's plenty of time to do that now. If you want us to bring you any props, just give a soft shout and we can bring stuff over to you. No need to be shy here with us. Does anybody want any props that they don't have? Do you want something? The balls? Yeah. And as you're ready, just spread yourself out on the altar of the earth. Make of yourself the sweetest, most heartfelt offering to the altar of the earth, to the presence of the breath. Let your weightiness be the offering. Allow the weight of being to be felt and known and by the earth beneath you. And the heavier you let yourself be, the lighter you become. The breath flows more deeply, more fully, more freely in you, as you, through you, the more you release. In this final posture, as and where you find yourself here and now, let there be something like stillness in your body. the mind slow down. Slow down. And look for the breath. And as best you can, the point of focus, of concentration in the final posture is the breath. The gaze soften upon the breath, and let the movements, the currents of the breath hold your vision as though you're watching a great dance. Watch the breath. Invite a slow, deep, full breath in. Take it to heart. And a slow, long, complete breath out. Ride from fullness to emptiness, from emptiness to fullness. Ride the currents of your breath into the ground of being. Let it ignite your crown, turn it into your heart. Let the splendor of your heart ignite and illuminate and inspire every fiber of your being, so that this inner brilliance emanates from inside out with the currents of the exhale in all directions. Bathing in breath, the breath turns you into your base of being, illuminates the crown, ignites the heart, and the breath pours out of you, luminous and heartfelt in all directions. The spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have in whatever ways naturally feel good, wiggling toes, fingers, stretching through arms and legs, the eyes closed, a steady gaze inward. Let the body that you have embrace, affirm, and adorn the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself. For this is and you are the beautiful gift of life. So you wrap yourself around yourself, bend your legs, and feel both feet on the ground. Self-contained, call yourself down to earth, back to reality. Take a breath and a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch your practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life. In so doing, having the greatest possible positive impact on those in the world around you. May that be our most sincere intention. As you're ready, roll to one side and press through your arms. Find your way into a comfortable seated posture, eyes closed. Hands folded before the heart in Anjali Mudra. Final gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the heart, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful. And a gesture that consciously and courageously and generously places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide and an offering to those in the world around us in all we do. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart I bow to every single one of you. Thank you so much for your practice, for your effort, and for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for being here and being together. And maybe see you next week. Maybe. I'll be here. And go women's basketball. Go WrestleMania. Go solar eclipse. And Melissa's birthday is next weekend, so let's wish her a happy early birthday. She's not going to be here. Thanks, Emma and Haley. Love you, gals.